Welcome, Dr. Carroll, to Western Free Press.
Thank you, David, for this opportunity to explain to the Western Free Press audience a bit about my new book, Understanding the Volatile and Dangerous Middle East.
Dr. Carroll, why did you write Understanding the Volatile and Dangerous Middle East?
The Middle East is not a region of amity or tranquility. Historically, it is and has been a volatile, dangerous, and bewildering place for the West in general and American interests in particular. Based on 5 decades of my personal experience traveling to the region, conducting research and interviews for my PhD in history, teaching on many levels, including graduate school, universities, teacher education, community colleges, and high schools, I found much to my dismay that the region's history, politics, diplomacy, culture, and religious beliefs were barely mentioned in American schools and institutions of higher learning. The 1973-74 Arab oil embargo, the 1979 Islamic-Iranian Revolution, and the September 11th, 2001 Islamic supremacist attacks on New York and Washington, D.C., all triggered more interest in the region. However, by the dawn of the 21st century, a noticeable shift had occurred in media and textbook coverage of the region from fact-based to agenda-driven coverage. Furthermore, news, editorials, and popular literature on this highly controversial subject are often plagued by errors of commission and omission. My book endeavors to fill the void, clarify the confusing nature of Middle Eastern affairs, and combat the mistaken beliefs, misrepresentations, and outright fabrications that have been perpetrated to the present.
Dr. Carroll, please tell us briefly about the format of your book.
In an effort to reclaim the historic truth, I have postulated a series of basic principles in respect to 10 relevant subjects concerning the Middle East. Each basic principle has factual supporting evidence to prove its validity, all in a clear and understandable manner. The volume is reader-friendly, with 78 history-oriented maps, tables, a glossary, annotated appendices, a large suggested reading list, copiously footnoted, and an index.
How did you develop these principles that are enumerated in the book?
Several decades ago, as I was teaching about the modern Middle East, I realized that there were certain truisms that applied to the region in a growing number of topics. My original list had only 7 principles, and I supported their premise with factual information in the classroom, lecture hall, or while publicly speaking. Now, understanding the volatile and dangerous Middle East has grown over 1,000% to 75 principles with supporting historical facts. These principles incorporate certain well-known and not so well-known topics within the broad spectrum of Middle East studies, including, but not limited to, the Arab world, Israel's long history, the Kurds in the Middle East, the roles of both Russia and the United States in the region, as well as the overall presence of terrorism and nuclear proliferation.
All right. And who is your target audience for the book?
The book is designed for the general public, students, libraries, those in the media, and just about anyone interested in obtaining a better understanding of the complexities of this crucial part of our globe. With nearly 100 conflicts occurring in the region since the end of World War II alone, with a vital resource, oil, located there, with the rise of Islamofascism and its spread, it behooves Americans to better understand the region that we have been involved in for decades and will continue to be involved in.
And what broad categories do you cover?
The book covers history, politics, diplomacy, and culture across the greater Middle East, from Mauritania and Morocco in the west to Iran in the east, from Turkey and Cyprus in the north to the Arabian Peninsula and the Horn of Africa in the south. Topics and chapters include critical geographic features, demographics of the region, traditions and the historic record, influence of Islam on the region, political processes, ever-shifting alliances, aspects of war, perpetual negotiations, attempts at security, and the role of the media.
Dr. Carroll, could you give us a couple examples of these principles?
The first of these that comes to mind is, throughout history, Islam sought to conquer the West and destroy its civilization. A second one is, the use of human shields is a favored tactic of the Arab-Muslim side in their conflicts with the West.
So how can readers and listeners obtain a copy of your book?
Currently, the book is available directly from me at 4, The Historian 77. That's 4, The Historian 77 at gmail.com. Send me an email. Put new book in the subject line for details and an order form. I will happily sign the book for you if you order it from me. You can also obtain a copy from the publisher, iUniverse.com, or from Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com. Amazon also has the book available as an ebook.
All right. And would you like to add any final thoughts?
It is my hope that the reader will gain understanding by applying this knowledge when faced with any source of information pertaining to the Middle East. The book is designed to be a valuable educational tool for all those interested in the region. Although the region faces constant uncertainty, the principles outlined in this book are valid and timeless.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Carroll, and thank you for joining us on westernfreepress.com.